Welcome everyone, I am Tim and this is the controller. Thanks for clicking on Fallout 4, You Only Live Once. In the last part, we were able to help out the Brotherhood, Scribe Halen, and Knight Reese, and we just have to turn in the quest for Scribe Halen as we got the flux sensor for her. And we also did pick up the jackpot mission for what I hope to be Ballistic Weave. That is at Hub 360, so we will have to do that. And that is actually where we will be going to next, as when we take a look, we are doing 35% more damage based on adrenaline, and Hub 360 isn't really that much further on down the line. So hopefully, if memory serves me correctly, this should be relatively easy to do, but we will have to see once what is along the shoreline here. I don't quite remember if it's a Rad Scorpion territory or just playing lots of raiders. I don't fully quite remember, but that is something that we're going to have to deal with, and I do really want to get Ballistic Weave, get that armor and protection up a lot more. But since we are going to be wanting to go out the east side, I think the best option is to head out the Old North Church entrance and hop in the water from there, similarly to how we first made it to the railroad. First things first, just sneak along this building and we will be close to likely the super mutants off to our right. And if we are able to just sneak by, we were able to do this before. Just continue on out to the water. Everything is looking pretty good right now. So we are officially back out to the water. And this, again, was how we got in the first place, just coming right along here. Worked out really well to get to the Old North Church. Now, I could just huff it and work my way down along the shoreline, but as I had said, I'm not quite sure if there are any Rad Scorpions are triggering in my brain, which I definitely don't want to tangle with in Rad Scorpion. And also I think there are a lot of raiders that are just dotted around. So we are going to do the safe route and just swim underwater. We discovered the Boston airport, so we pick up a little bit of experience from that, which is nice. And this is really probably the best way to make it around the Commonwealth, as long as we don't get sick. So just make our way. We're getting nice and close, but I set my compass marker just a little bit further out from the shore, just on the off shot that when I pop up that I'll happen to see something, and I don't want to be just too close to the water and instantly get shot when I poke my head up out of the water. Let's just swim to the surface. Oh, we're nice and deep. Okay. Maybe I can actually hop up on this boat quick a minute. Try to get eyes on what's going on. Just do a quick little scan. So that little skeleton mannequin looks pretty good. That building looks empty. That could be a raider outpost there. If we went a little bit further down. Ah, is that the monster guy? I do believe. So he is going to be nice and friendly. He'll just say that there's a monster out here. So I think heading just due west, we can just kind of swim on over to this little platform here. And we got the kid over there, but if we enter this one, it at least appears as though this is a safe route. If I can make it up. Now, yes. Okay. Hidden. Things are looking pretty good right at the moment. I am just really hoping that the hidden is just... I hear gunshots. That is a spooky looking Mirelurk, but VATS does not detect. And as I said, I'm just pretty much doing this blind. I vaguely remember Hub 360. I mean, I've been sent there multiple times. Ah, another short combat shotgun. It's kind of telling me that that's might be the route that I need to go down. Okay, so we got Mirelurks, which makes sense, as there's a Mirelurk over there. However, is it just going to be the one Mirelurk? If it's just the one, we have a lot of the Molotov cocktails. He'd have to run out here, and Mirelurks, well, you definitely see the eggs over there. Mirelurks are unable to have projectiles, at least right now. That might be about right. We can always just jump back into the water. So that at least hit the eggs. Okay, so we got a couple Mirelurks. He's turning to look at me. Don't really have a good shot. The arm is going to do nothing. What about the other one? Not really. We got lots of Molotovs. We'll just chuck a few in. Okay, torso. Ooh, that is not going to do enough. Take another shot at him and just back off. Go into the water. They can't get me in the water. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to go that way. I'm not going to be able to do enough damage on them. However, we can just do the nice cowardly retreat. And if we have a shot at them, we can take some pot shots from a distance. Or just basically go back in again how we just were. Ooh, rad barrel. Don't go by the rad barrel. Oh! Decided to... Am I able to shoot you under the water? I am! Well, hot diggity dog. Killed that one. The other one is super close too. Torso, I got a 50-50 shot at him. Missed. They can't come out, right? I don't think they can damage me when I'm in the water. You would think that they'd be able to. But in caution, they don't see me. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Go, go, go. Go, go. That sounded super, super close. Sounded super close. Ooh, that is scary. But don't fall in the water. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they can't get... This is just embarrassing. And again. Because why not? Oh, I'm having fun. I'm just doing a little panic right now. Okay. Things are good. Life is good. I'm going to switch back to fragmentation grenade just in case. So we killed the one Mirelurk. The other one's in the water somewhere. And it sure sounded like they found a way up onto there, that he was right next to me. So that's not what I want. However, let's go over to the 10mm. Silver Shroud. Yes, but there are those egg clutches there. Probably killed them all off. And yeah, Raider Psycho down the way there. Okay. I'd rather deal with Raiders than Rad Scorpions. But again, stay nice and close to the water. Probably be fine. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself. And I can't VATS that kid. Good to know. Detected. Okay. So, as long as the compass marker is actually accurate, I think going up to Hub 360... My memory is telling me Rad Scorpions are around here. Telling me to go up. But I think Rad Scorpions. Oh, man. Do I just go anyway? Where are we looking on the map? So we are right to the west. Maybe I want to swim down here and pop up and walk from the south up. Got a Raider Psycho through there. That makes sense. It is bright daylight. All of my decisions seem bad right now. Because I have to walk through there. So let's just chill here a moment. Ooh, are those rad spraying barnacles? Don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Okay, who is almost detecting me? Is it that kid over there? Or is it something a little bit more nefarious? Just stay close to the water. Detected. From a couple wastelanders. No trouble from me. Okay, this pathway looks good, question mark. I do have a crit in hand if a red scorpion pops up, and just hope that I can deal enough damage. Can always do some psycho. Super mutant. Alright, that's what I was expecting. However, I was expecting that I'd be able to... Yeah, rad scorpion, right there. I can't kill it. Oh boy. I so want to go in, but I think I'm going to have to abort at this point. Do a little thinking, try to figure out the best course of action. Maybe I can approach from the south or from the west a little bit better, or just straight from the north. I don't want to deal with rad scorpions. So what we are going to do is we are going to alter plans and just swim way out to the middle. Nothing to worry about there. And then we are going to head down south a little bit more, head to Spectacle Island, and we'll end up going about right there. So we'll just set a custom marker there, and we're just going to go for a lovely swim. And we feel ill because I didn't make sure that I was full up on food and drink. That's one of the shorter lived ones with weakness, but we are going to be taking 20% more damage on any hits. The downside of swimming. However, I did want to hold off on going to grab the luck bobblehead. Let's check out, kind of see where I'm at the moment before I head too far south. Yeah, looking pretty good. We could swing by and tag the castle for the moment as well. But I wanted to hold off on going to Spectacle Island for the luck bobblehead, just in case I was out here and got stuck in a rad storm. I wouldn't just have no place to wait, and I would just take rads. Didn't matter if I would dive under the water, the rads would permeate through. So I got that. I mean, the weather at this point looks good, but a rad storm can just swing in at any given time and really throw a little monkey wrench in things. And there we go. It has officially loaded. That's looking a little bit better for the castle. And if we can just tag it from the backside while staying in the water, that will be good. There we go. Might as well get that ticked off on the old map. 21 XP. That's not nothing. But there you can see Spectacle Island dead ahead. Just do a little bit more swimming. Now, I'm not quite remembering which boat it is. I think it is this closer boat and not the further boat. It is just on the south side of the island. And this island is infested with mirelurks. So you very much don't want to go on the island and eventually you will spawn a Mirelurk queen, and that would not be fun to deal with. But we should be able to just swim around, just stay in the water, hop up onto the boat, grab the luck bobblehead, and I think everything should be fine as long as we don't go too crazy with anything going up onto the island and not fighting anybody. Still hidden. Just come right in here. Utilize that steamer trunk because why not? And ooh, even a plasma grenade. That is good. We'll take the 10mm pistol to sell, and pulse mine aren't that great, but just then right on over here, the luck bobblehead.
Hell yeah.
There's permanently increased by 1, so we are up to 6 luck now, which we can start getting better criticals. We'll just take that Deathclaw hide and everything, and we don't need to stick around any longer. Go right back into the water, swim out and away, and just go back the exact same way that we just came from. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna go for that DIA cache right now, but we can head back and report to Scribe Halen with the Brotherhood, because after turning that in, that should actually complete 2 quests back to back and get us some really good XP generation from that. There we go. Can see Bunker Hill. This should be a relatively safe place to exit the water. And I do feel like, just, yeah, watch that bridge. I do feel like a bit of a failure after having to duck out and not actually be, yeah, just going to do that railroad mission. Just when you can't quite hit up a Rad Scorpion or a Super Mutant with one shot kill, just a basic Super Mutant and a basic Rad Scorpion with your gun. That's with sneak attack and everything. And if you can't take them out with one shot, there is zero reason to take the risk. So I'm a little bit of a chicken, but I am a little bit of a chicken with the same amount of hit points that I started the episode with thus far. So I think that is going to count as a very, very minor win. I mean, it's not really a win whatsoever, but you know, you gotta take your dubs when you can get them, and not dying to a Rad Scorpion is probably the highest of wins that you can take. But we are just about back now, going past Ticonderoga here. Just pay attention there. I have seen random spawns here, but I feel as though that shouldn't happen now that Boston After Dark is complete and we've already been up top there. So just make sure we are now hungry, which is unfortunate. We'll definitely have to get that sorted out. And ooh, there's still, oh, that's right, I went through this area. I went through this area when it was nighttime, so this guy that's on patrol up here was probably asleep. Do you pause anywhere? No, you just went right into that building. I would really like this pathway to be clear on the north side of the river. There, 66%. Do I take it? No, I think I take a manual shot. Just line it up. Go center mass. And now we are tired. I was hoping that we wouldn't get tired, as that old AP is not looking very good with all of those things popping up. But yeah, there's all the dead bodies that we took care of before. I think at this point we should be pretty well set to just run forward, and yeah, should be able to make it right back to the police station. No problem. Well, I'll tell you what, parasites are getting quite annoying. That took a good amount of meat in order to get me full, and water was fine, but definitely gonna need to cook up all that Mirelurk meat that we've picked up, as going just burning through the food. But we can just go Reese, we haven't done. Scribe Halen, though we have. All right, quarter mastery complete. Another 218 experience. We did get the next quest from Scribe Halen as well, but this should auto-complete Semper Invicta. Another additional 327 experience. So we are already halfway up to level 19.
That was a hell of a fight, wasn't it?
And there we go, quarter mastery. Aha! They want us to go back to bad TFL. That actually isn't the worst one in the world. However, we're not going to need to be able to do that, as we don't want to get too close to a start of Automatron. However, there is a guns and bullets in there, and that might not be bad to do either. However, we're not going to worry about that at the moment, as we just aren't doing quite the damage that I'm looking for. So one thing that we can do with the next level up is maybe consider about switching this 308 sniper rifle on over to 50 cal. However, we are going to need to pick up a lot of 50 cal ammo for it. And the one way that I think would be a good source of getting ammunition is going into Diamond City proper. That is actually one thing that we haven't gone into yet. And there are a ton of little quests that are dotted around there. So I think if we just plain kind of prep ahead of time and pick up those things, we can go to Oberland Station, pick up their mission. But we got to get the mutated fern, and we need to pick up some baseball memorabilia for Mo. We can pick up paint from Hardware Town for Abbott, and those are all relatively easy and close by to pick up. We will have to kind of loop around a little bit to the west, but all in all, might not actually work out all that bad. Now, come across this bridge, tag Beantown Brewery, and we can just make our way over to Oberland Station. But there will be a wild dog en route, and hopefully, oh, I am so hopeful that just a basic dog that I'll be able to take out with my adrenaline that's going right now. Yeah, we're super close to Oberland. The railroad crossing, which is in the back, is where the dog is located. So maybe I don't actually want to be coming down from the lowland. Maybe. Just climb this rock. Nothing showing right now, so we will just check the next rock over, because I know there is a dog along those train tracks, but it looks like we are coming further. We're coming up a proper direction where we won't have to worry about the dog. However, this will be the nice 109 just from discovering it. There's the dog right there. What is it? Alpha Wild Mongrel. Probably be able to mostly take him out. He'll come running this way. No big deal. As long as we don't miss a couple 94 shots, we are golden. And we'll actually may as well pick up that meat too. Get 2 dog meats. Never can have enough dog meat. All right, now let's see. What do you fine folk have for me today, besides water and a cooking station to where I can do all my cooking? Well, this is actually pretty nice. So they want College Square cleared out. So honestly, maybe we'll be able to do a 2-for-1 at some point. We can go clear out the Super Duper Mart for Reese and give him maybe one last shot to try to have him say clear the feral ghouls in College Square as well. And maybe we can get a kind of 2-for-1 quest for that, as that will be very easy to take care of. But regardless, we do have that mission now in our docket. We will take care of that sooner or later. But more importantly, I think, is doing a little cooking. replenish some of that meat and food that we've been eating a lot of lately. Get a grilled radstag. Yeah. Get some iguana sticks. They are very good eating and lightweight. And, of course, the mole rat chunks. But most of all, we have the mirelurk meat. So just get 3 of those roasted up, and that will be some pretty good eating for a good chunk of time. Not to mention, just a little casual experience boost from that. So now we can continue onward, and I do believe if we just follow this railroad a little bit, we can maybe, got the water treatment plant over there. I think we can just boogie on over to the Forest Grove Marsh, I think it's called. But first we can go tag this little antenna on the map. Normally is fairly, it's either protected by like a little robot or not protected at all. Just a free experience dump from this location. And today things seem relatively quiet for the relay tower. 1 dead Protectron inside. And that is Super Mutants. Skirmisher. Super Mutant. Do I dare tangle with them? Because that is where I'm going to want to go over there. I could. They're not going to be able to easily access me. I do have Fragmentation Grenade. But I think I just picked up a lovely plasma grenade. Yes, I did. 150 versus 151. I think this looks about right. Did some damage. Got 1 dead. 69% chance of hitting. Okay, see if this hits. That one goes down. Okay, we got 1 more. Okay, we got to get a headshot, and I think we got to crit him. We were able to take the skirmisher out with a grenade, and I think that is it. Yes. All right, that is what the crits are for. No sense of having them if you don't use them. So plasma grenade was a good throw to take out the skirmisher. Just a couple other shots to take out the other ones. Very, very good. We'll take the bones. That might come in handy. Blood bug meat, yes. We could do our cooking here if we so chose. But more mirelurk meat, duct tape, and just 6 more rounds. The problem is if we switch over to the 50 cal, it's really going to be kind of a bummer because we have all of this combat armor right arm, and chest piece is that, what is it, cunning, and right arm of course is my powered. So yeah, 7 and 7 fully upgraded for that Raider right arm that we're using versus unupgraded 9-9, not to mention super light. Of course, the 2 first pieces of combat armor that we come across are, which we already have legendary effects. That's, man, just bad luck there. Otherwise, this run has been relatively good luck overall for spawns, but hasn't been that great for actually having legendary drops. So that is a little bit of a bummer. But we can just quick nip in. I think there's some mutated fern just at the top of this little building. We can take a quick look at the ghouls that are in here. Maybe we'll take a couple out if we happen to see a legendary. Otherwise, just should be fine. Just take the mutated fern. Only need 1 and we can be on our way. So right up here. Thought you were mutated fern. You definitely seem like you're mutated fern. Maybe I have to go a little bit further over to those. We can do that. Ghouls will have a hard time getting up to me regardless. So should be able to just take them out. But if this does not work for grabbing mutated fern, yeah, there we go. And just go right back out the way we came in. No worry, we just need the one. I did say if I happen to see a ghoul that looks a little tasty, I can deal with them. But at this point, we can just go right back across the river. We can swim, but there again, we'd be dealing with potential disease risk. When we got this little lock here, may as well just cross that. And you gotta love locks. I mean, they're quite impressive. Just the ingenuity to scale 2 bodies of water from that. Very, very well done. But that is stage 1 complete. Now we just need to go a little bit further south and we can help out Mo. So we don't have an actual compass marker on our map, but that shouldn't be too bad, as I don't think it's that much further south than what we're actually at. And being on the back side of where Hardware Town will be, we can actually go in the back entryway and mix the paint without actually dealing with any of the raiders up front. So we will have to make it past this bridge. Be a random spawn here. Looks like we are good at the moment. Just keep heading south. And the Westing Estate, I believe, is somewhere like right in here, I want to say. So that's not too far away. And you look, Hangman's Alley, Diamond City, and Hardware Town is right around here. So all in all, we could follow this railroad track, but this is the way that dog meat takes you, and there is plenty of trouble. Now, I'm not sure if the trouble is only pops up with dog meat or if you can actually encounter the trouble otherwise. So we'll just stay hidden for now. Keep on moving and grooving to the music of Fallout 4. And to my mind, there's really nothing along this little river either that's gonna cause too much hassle. I mean, the brackets are starting to shift. Stingwing, Stingwing. Just 2 of you? Looks like 3 of them. We'll avoid the Stingwings. And you gotta love that comic timing of where I say there doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going close to the water, and instantly find some stuff that's going by the water. Because why not? Do you have meat on you? Yes. I'll take a little meat. Okay, so am I gonna pop up along a bear or mole rats? It is possible. Maybe I would have been better served to go across the other way. And okay, this is going to be raiders up on the little bridge here. Should be able to have a decent sniper on him. And got an attack dog. Yeah, saw one other raider up there. You are a person, right? Yes, you were. Raider Psycho. In caution. Loop around this way. They can only run down. The attack dog's running in good. You are scum. Ooh. That might have been a bad idea to pick that one off. Dog could be coming up any moment. Keep my eyes peeled. Caution is fading fast. Perfect. We lucked out that time. Might be able to get another shot off as they return. Okay, got that one up there. This guy down below. You're actually pretty isolated way back there. I think just a body shot work. Yep, still hidden. Ooh, missed. Thought that was a good shot. Ooh, you just dropped down. Okay. I'm gonna actually run. Run to this train car. Music hasn't changed. Ooh, I am in danger. The attack dog sees me. I didn't drain too much. 95% chance. Dog goes down. Back to hidden. Okay, just the dog was that saw me. Now I actually really want to take out that last raider scum. The scum dropped down. Maybe they actually died from a fall damage, which is very possible. Regardless, VATS does not pick it up at this point. So continue onward with our mission. And I actually do kind of miss being able to, yes, okay, building, that must be the Westing Estate. I do miss having the actual quests and mutated fern here. So didn't actually have to go into Forest Grove Marsh. Kind of forgot about the mutated fern en route. Nothing in there. But just the compass marker from quest log where you know exactly where you need to go is very nice. Then you can just wander mindlessly and not really have to worry about anything. But this is also a nice twofold little part to just poke your head in. There is an Unstoppables magazine in here. Only 2 Mirelurks to take out. And really could take out some Mirelurk hatchlings too. But all in all, just the Mirelurks would be the main thing to deal with. We can very quickly get to the high ground and take them out from above. Won't have to deal with them really at all. Soft shell. And I actually, if 2 shots on the shell actually kills you, that'd be phenomenal. Well, is working on getting my crit built up a little bit. We can just come down here, as long as we don't fall into the water. Raider scum there. Just, oh, I don't like them shuffling around though. Yeah, you're right below me. Another shot and a couple shots on the shell should take care of them. 1 and 2. And 2. You died. Raider scum aren't. Ooh, and a scabber. Getting a little tough. Where's your friend? Right over there. If you want to look at me, would be really the best. Don't go talk to the raiders. Don't let them know I'm over here. He did. He went and talked to the raiders. Now the raiders are getting involved. So maybe the Mirelurk will take him out. Mirelurk's doing some pretty good work, all things considered. Not going down super bad. The one guy's just trying to bash him in the face, and the other one's just shooting him in the shell, just ticking down very, very slow. Mirelurk probably looks like took out 1. Now working on the second guy. Yeah, Mirelurk will definitely lose this battle. I don't want to help them out because I don't want to gain attention of the raiders. Looks like we are good for the moment. And we can just a basic baseball we'll take for the cork and the leather. And gotta try to remember exactly where everything is. I think there's one in the safe.
That's it.
Pop that up. Open nice and easy. Yeah, we got some more ammo that we can sell. And wow, there was a ton of ammunition in here, but signed baseball is what we want. Silver locket, we will take 2. And then, let's see here, 1 way out here and 1 down there by those eggs that can potentially hatch. And here is going to be a bar of soap because this was their little washing bath hot tub area. You know, it's always good to have good personal hygiene. Don't like that the raider scum are so close, and I don't like all those little eggs that could potentially hatch out at me. 44s. Signed baseball card with those couple, and the Unstoppables magazine. Another getting a 1% chance of avoiding all damage from an attack. That's not nothing. That could, you know, potentially, theoretically, make me avoid damage from a super mega gun, like a mini nuke. However, it would probably just make it so I didn't take impact damage and I would take all the explosive damage. But, you know, I'm not going to test it out, but that is something good to have. So, things are looking good. We got 2 out of the 3 so far. Take jet and buff out. And loop back on down. Reload. Don't want to be getting caught with our pants down. Switch over to tactical, and I think we'll be able to just sneak in this little garage area here without spawning those little critters. Although I actually wouldn't mind if we did. There's the signed catcher's mitt, Mentats, Wonder Glue, used oil can, antifreeze bottle. Definitely take that. And speaking of 50 cal, 3 rounds right there. And well, la-dee-da. We have a marksman 50 cal pipe bolt action rifle in this tool case. So we can actually do a nice 1-for-1 comparison right now for what ours could actually do. So not the marksman's calibrated. We want the beautiful, beautiful suppressed one that we have right now. 118, range is 185. All right, so 136 and 203 for range. So 136 from 118, gaining an extra 18 damage output. I think that's what we are going to absolutely have to do. We can just take this suppressor off very easily and slap it right on this gun. And honestly, this has a long light barrel. Want to put a different scope on it, not the reflex sight, but long light 50 cal with a marksman stock. That is pretty much all we would ever need with that. So that was a phenomenal find right there. And we didn't actually... What is my crit looking at? Not the best. What if I got the Molotov cocktail? I could throw that. What if I just take a little pot shot over at the egg? Detected. Are you gonna spawn? They die so easily. Okay, got one wiggling. Popped out. Another one popped out. Of course, Fats can't detect really. 72% chance. Take him out. 83. And there we go. We got our crit back. Well worth it. Hidden, detected. That's it. That's all we need to do. Things are looking good now. We'll go back to our suppressed gun at the moment, as that's what we're going to need to do. And honestly, probably set another custom marker right on back over roughly there. Is going to be kind of, probably end up being more up a little bit. But new custom marker, so we can head to Hardware Town, which you don't actually have to go to Hardware Town to help out Abbott. Any yellow or blue paint would work. He just prefers green, and I think the only mixing station is actually at Hardware Town. But I know I have done it before where Myrna happens to be selling like blue paint. You just buy blue paint from her, and you actually don't have to go anywhere. Same thing with the bloatfly gland with science people. Any old bloatfly gland will work for them. They are not too picky. So you don't actually have to leave the comfort of Diamond City to just gain more experience, which is pretty nice, really. Getting closer to at least the custom marker. And see if it's going to be in the relatively the right spot. I think so. I think dead ahead is going to be Hardware Town. Ooh, red barrel. Stay away. Mass Pike Terminal. Tick this off on the map. I don't think any enemies are right up top. Nice mannequin hanging from the trees. Man, I gotta get super close, don't I? Closer than I actually want to get. Just ghouls down below, though. There we go. Mass Pike Tunnel West, complete. That scared me. And yeah, there's the raider. Gonna be 2 raiders stationed outside. One and... okay, so we got a psycho. And we got a basic. That'd be a bit of a trick shot. Does work. That raider does not know where I'm at. But now I've lost the raider. Okay. Crouching down, kind of looking over where I'm at. We just kind of hide behind this wall. Yeah, he doesn't know where I'm at. Oh, although he kind of does now. 83%, that I'll take those odds. Ooh, I probably shouldn't have taken those odds. There's a good shot. Alright, 2 go down. He never got a shot off. Things are good. And there's really 2 different ways that you can go about dealing with Hardware Town for the little mission. You can come in this back way. I'll fight him. Okay, no, don't need that, don't need that. I actually didn't shoot this for a change, which I normally always end up giving a stray shot into that truck and it blows up. So you can either, well, I guess 3 ways. There's the back entrance, which I think is probably about the easiest. There's a side entrance that put you into the basement. Don't want to really go that route. Or you can go in through the front door and there's a little raider that pretends that they're in distress to try to get you to come inside. And if you go in through that door, you could take them out at the beginning, 1 less raider to deal with, walk in and just stand there, and eventually they'll just kind of funnel through one at a time before they into the front entryway. You can take them out that way, but this way, nice and easy too. Ooh, parched and hungry. Better get that sorted before going in. You never know when we're gonna need just a little bit more AP. Properly fed, properly watered. I actually do kind of want to clear this place, though.
She's right back here. Hurry.
Okay, so we went in the back entrance.
I told you to bring them in through the basement. Shut up. They're headed this way now.
So, Raider scum, but should be able to just sneak this way. Shouldn't be able to find me. I want to take them out. And I'm actually... Abbott's not going to be happy. Oh, just go on.
Taking so long.
Okay, make green paint.
Maybe you should go check it out.
Okay, there we
You
go.
don't think I will?
Okay. Just get on out of here. They're not looking this way at all.
Hiding back here.
I do want to take them out because Hardware Town, I mean, it's Hardware Town. There can be so much good loot in here. But, oh, I'm so torn. We'll come back. This will also be for another day. Now all we have to do is just make it back to, well, Hangman's Alley to really get the guns situated and just go right into Diamond City, and we can start turning in all of these quests, and we absolutely will get a level up off of all of them. Anything in the... no, nothing for sale right now. I could actually really use a pop. Pop is so delicious. Not nutritious, but oh, so delicious. Alright, so that's the main entrance door there. That's the way I typically go in, just because I like to take out the raiders. The back door is a little on the safer side, just only having to deal with the two. But at this point, we'll, I guess, go with the safety, as we're close to Diamond City and just want to turn in all of the quests in the world, which I think we can do 5 once we are inside, and just make sure nothing is roaming around right here, and we are good. So we haven't actually officially gone into Diamond City yet. We talked to Piper and got it to open up the doors, got that, you know, speech check with our lovely tuxedo that we have, or suit, and we actually scammed Danny Sullivan too. So man, Diamond City I think is going to be very, very good for us. There, officially discovered Diamond City. We'll discover the market here as well. And we can talk to Piper for the story of a century. We can talk to Mo. We can talk to Solomon. But right now, we can disarm this can chime, gain 5 more experience, and actually see what Percy has for sale. Maybe he'll actually have a lot of 50 cal bullets, which, ooh, we can actually go right here to this weapons workbench, and we can make quick work right now. Ooh, I didn't know I got a suppressor for... okay. I don't use my 10mm all that often, but there is a, you know, just fighting those little Mirelurk hatchlings, we're able to get them taken care of. So probably just want to throw that right onto our existing 10mm that we have. Silenced shot is always better, and there could be some really good perks to have there as well. And speaking of, this has comfort grip, and this one has the sharpshooter's grip. Do I need it is the question. I don't think I need it, but I want it. If I can just piece together the guns, that is what I should do. Just make it ever so slightly more accurate from 75 up to 76. It does add 0.2 weight, but we'll just attach that mod. Things are looking good there. And this, just need a standard sight, adhesive and steel. We got that. So yeah, this gun did me well, but the base of this marksman is what we want. Long light, marksman stock, reflex sight. We're going to switch that over to our medium scope. And small bayonet. No, thank you. I want a suppressor. So the suppressor is actually what cuts the range. I thought the bayonet cut the range as well, which it does. But there we go. We got a new favorite weapon, the suppressed 50 cal. Now we only have 3 shots for it right now. But like I had said, hopefully Percy can kind of remedy the situation right away. Now, Percy, that's what I want to see. 21 50 cal. Absolutely. few other odds and ends of valuable junk and miscellaneous stuff that is good to have. So we absolutely will take that. Feeling pretty good about that. And now, since the shops are all closed because it is nighttime, we can just head on over to Piper and do her work for the paper. And we got a nice little investigate the Museum of Witchcraft, which we will not be doing whatsoever. But we can get that story of the century taken care of. There we go, story of century complete, and that is just enough to get us to the next level up. Officially rank or level 19. Now Piper is able to come along with us as a follower now, but she actually cannot per the rule set, as followers and companions are not allowed. So we won't be picking her up, but we are at least able to do that. Now, hopefully enough time has passed, or actually might make some sense to just kind of wait it out here. Get to 8 in the morning. Everybody will be back at their shops, and Myrna will have a different stockpile than what Percy does. And hopefully we can pick up even more 50 cal to keep our new 50 cal gun running. And we are bumped over to... Ooh. I will take that Wonder Glue adhesive. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, and I'll take your oil. And I'll take your duct tape and fuse. And yeah, nothing else. But maybe we'll pick up a lot more of that lovely, lovely 50 cal. As we step out, we have the good old guaranteed little talking about Institute Synths and what it is between a couple different people where, you know, first time you figure out that synths can replace people.
He's a synth. He'll kill us all. Kyle, no!
And they go down. There goes Kyle. And he is not a synth. I do believe if you do happen to kill Riley, well, everybody would turn against you. So definitely don't want to be doing that. But I do think he actually is a synth. So from what I believe, Kyle actually is telling the truth. Why do you need me to step away? I just want his newsboy cap. And okay.
All right. I'll leave.
Just go about your business.
That's all I wanted was his hat that, you know, he just happened to tuck in his pocket last minute before they actually shot him, because I don't think I would be taking it off of the little giblets that are on the ground.
What's everyone still standing around for? Go back to your own damn business.
So there we go. Now everybody's going to be heading back to where they need to be, and we can start talking to everybody. First on the old list is Sheffield.
You okay?
So we have to give Sheffield Nuka-Cola. I think I have one in my inventory.
Nuka-Cola.
But apparently I don't at this point. So that's a little bit of a bummer. However, we can talk to Mo, and we will just try to extrapolate as much money as possible from him with doing the speech checks, because that's free XP if you succeed. Maybe get a little bit more money. And if you fail, you go back to the base money, but you still gain the XP. So it's really no harm in trying.
Hi.
You there? You need a genuine?
Just do a quick looking for work. So we already have them, but, you know, ask for the money.
100 cap seems light. I need more.
You think you can play me for a sucker? 100 cap.
Well, you know, doesn't hurt to try. And we can do the same thing with, you know, like the Solomon, and can do the same thing with Abbott. For pretty much any of these quests, it doesn't hurt to try.
A card, a mitt, and a ball.
I thank you. And baseball thanks you.
So there we go, out in left field. We actually have found every single one, so it just goes find and right to complete it.
Hey, Mo.
Got those baseball relics I asked for?
Why, yes, yes I do.
Got them all right here.
I like your gumption. Let me take a look. This baseball. Here's the... Look at that card. See those numbers? Check out the leather on that mitt. That's everything on the list.
Ho ho ho! Idiot Savant. These quests aren't worth a ton of experience, but with Idiot Savant, 773. That is pretty good. And we actually did get 100 caps per each thing, the ball, the mitt, and the bat. So that is very, very good. Now we can, picked up that mutated fern, so if we just go around to Solomon, we can do the exact same thing once again.
Hey, sweeten the deal with some money.
You strong-arming me? That ain't cool. 100 caps.
So, kind of unfortunate. I have 7 charisma, got 1 for the hat, 1 for the glasses, and 2 for the suit with a base of 3. So I should have had a better than 50% chance to pass those speech checks, as they're just very, very basic. However, failed them both. You can't win them all. So I guess at this point, you can win 0.
Actually, I think I have something.
Well, all right.
And they're 155. And he gives us a little bit of drugs with a little bottle caps too. So all in all, that's really not too bad. But now we can go talk to Myrna, hopefully pick up some more ammunition. Maybe she'll have something good too for sale. And we can also talk to our churro. Myrna is looking good today as well. 23 of the 50 cal. More cooking oil, get some oil, duct tape, all of the good stuff here. And honestly, we could have just bypassed Hardware Town if we wanted. I mean, we didn't end up taking any damage, but this is what I was saying before. Once in a while, you can just find, yellow paint, blue paint with Myrna, or just dotted around it. Any paint would actually work for Abbott, but this time she had yellow paint, so we could have actually gone with that. Now, something I am considering is, this tactical hair trigger combat shotgun. It is just really kind of calling my name. Got the drum magazine on it, reflex sight already. I mean, long barrel, short stock, so it's relatively light for a shotgun. That range of 71 isn't half bad with an accuracy of 47 with 116 damage. I know early on we tried running a little bit of a double barrel shotgun and ended up dropping it just for weight, but you can't deny that is some good damage without actually upgrading it to a powerful receiver or anything like that. But she also is carrying a short combat rifle. That, I think we might want to just pick that up right now, as we just swapped over and put a suppressor on the powerful 10mm pistol. That only does 39 damage base, and the short combat rifle 76. So as a backup weapon to our new 50 cal sniper rifle, this would probably be a much better day-to-day closer range option for a little bit tougher variant, but also be able to get off a lot more shots and VATs. However, we did just get the suppressor on the 10mm pistol, and being able to get a suppressor on the combat rifle, that is at least gun nut 3, possibly gun nut 4 to get that. But I think we will just pick it up for now, as the 45 ammo is very plentiful, and we actually have 45 on hand. Just confirm that. Make sure, okay, not over capacity, so we're still sitting good. And did pick up a Nuka-Cola from Myrna, so we can go ahead and give that to Sheffield.
Hey, Sheffield.
Thirsty. Nuka-Cola.
Here you go.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, so we are getting unlucky for getting the speech checks, but we are getting lucky for the Idiot Savant on quest completion. Again, not a huge quest, but 350 XP is 350 XP. And Sheffield's a nice guy. Let's give him a new, fresh home in Hangman's Alley. There we go. We can get him on his way, and we can see him next time we're there. He can hang out with Preston and Sturgis.
Okay, I'll do it.
And we'll get a nice little assortment of people starting over at Hangman's Alley to where we can start building up some crops there for noodle cups and adhesive. But Arturo, he is probably going to have something good with him. There we go, another 28 shots of 50 cal. So we're actually sitting pretty good. We're probably around 70 or low 70s for our 50 cal rounds, and that is going to be good to get us going. A little bit of food, can cook that up, super light and super easy to grab. But he also is carrying a lightweight combat armor left arm. So combat armor is starting to come into play here. And that does 9 and 9 base with the AP of 2, which we can just turn around and sell him the other that we had. So we are getting 7 more of the ballistic damage resistance and 5 more of energy. Not to mention a little bit lighter as well. So we're not going to be getting ballistic weave quite yet. So if we can just slowly upgrade our armor just by checking out the shops, you know, maybe going on and building or modding a little bit on the armor workbench, we can just keep doing that and things will be looking really, really good. Now, I could loop around and make it over to the science center. However, I didn't actually remember to bring the old bloatfly gland with us. But we can also, as we are here, just stock up on all the mute fruit in the world. And they also are carrying some potatoes. So we can just get our good old farm set up proper in Hangman's Alley. This is all good to have. Just going to be needing a little bit of corn. But with us being here, Abbott is at the wall. We have that green paint all ready for him. Hopefully we'll pass a speech check with him. And if not, get Idiot Savant.
Fine. Pay you 125 caps.
So there we go. 15 extra XP. More money yet.
I think you can do better than that.
Driving a hard bargain, huh? 150 caps.
21 for that. This red speech check, I think, is going to be very, very tough to complete. So we're actually, I know I say just can do it, and if you don't pass, no big deal. You still get paid and you still get the XP. But after just draining a lot of money for that 50 cal ammo, I think I'm going to cut my losses and actually just take the extra 50 caps. Because if we're having to buy a lot of the 50 cal and we're going through it plenty fast, not finding it in the wild, we are going to start burning through the old caps.
Actually, I already have some paint right here.
Well, ain't that the end-all be-all?
There we go. Just have to paint the wall right where he's painting. We'll use the green paint. If we had picked up the yellow paint, that would also be an option. But Abbott gets super happy using the green paint. And he actually gives an extra 100 XP or 100 caps just because we got green. Otherwise, he would have paid 150 just basic and for yellow or blue. But we are super close to the next level up, and we can easily get that taken care of by talking to Shang and clearing up the water.
Depends. What's this worth to you?
Job's 100 caps. I like you. 125.
There we go. And with that speech check complete, that is just enough to push us into the next level. We are now at, I believe, level 20. But there's more money in it yet for us? Question mark?
Come on. My time's worth more than that.
No. We're not doing this. 100 caps for the job. No haggling.
There we go. 100 caps still. Not too bad. Yes, we can do
I'm on
that.
it.
Just don't drown. I'll never clean.
And we have to clean out the water supply. 5 items to pick up. Not too bad. And if you did want to just, go into the old hidden mode and steal Nuka-Cola from back here, that also would work for giving that to Sheffield. But, as Myrna had one for sale, I feel more comfortable not actually accidentally being caught while stealing, even if you take it to a private location, where it's just you and a Nuka-Cola to drink that lovely, lovely pop. It's not gonna fully be safe, because what happens if somebody walks around and instantly sees you? That would not be good. But we can quickly set up the old lovely miscellaneous quest here of cleaning the water supply so we know exactly where we have to be. And as you can see, I did end up eating and drinking because I don't want to get any more sick or increase my chance anymore. And yeah, of course, I instantly pick up insomnia because why not? But we'll just pick up all this stuff. Hopefully we don't get over encumbered. One more thing to go. And nice antifreeze bottle, and we're sitting good. So, yeah. So I went with the old route of hopefully not getting sick by eating and drinking, and, you know, best laid plans, right? Best laid plans.
Hey.
So that is complete, and got paid for that. So things are looking good. This basically completes the easy quests that are dotted around. We do have the old, you know, the bloatfly gland that we can do, and we can actually pick up a little bit more XP just by poking our head into the detective agency. But I think we're going to want to make our way back to Hangman's Alley, and maybe we can just plain get some stuff squared away there, and at least get our inventory cleared out. But with just going to Diamond City, we actually have 2 level ups ready to rock and roll. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of right now. So with this, we got 2 level ups, so we can go straight over to Gun Nut Rank 2 and just continue to boost our gun nut, or our gun ability. That would get us up to a powerful receiver with the good old combat rifle that we just picked up. So that might make a lot of sense. Or we can also go over to armor rank 2. We are getting into combat armor. That's going to start taking a little bit higher rank of armor to do some of the more unique mods that we can do with that armor. So that too would make a lot of sense, as we are bringing all of our materials from Sanctuary on down. But Ninja Rank 2 is also available to us. That would be good to deal a little bit more damage. We could go right on over to our better criticals now that we got that luck bobblehead, and that's going to be able to do 50% more damage. So that would be very good to take, and we could actually take 2 ranks of that right now. We could also alternatively boost luck one more time to critical banker to start getting multiple crits saved up, which we're definitely going to want to get that sooner rather than later, and eventually get up to Grim Reaper Sprint, 4-leaf clover, you know, pretty much all the things in the luck tree. But again, we did a little bit of drugs with the last episode, taking the jet, and if we have to do another dose of that just to sneak by, I think 50% less likely to get addicted. I think we need to do that. That's more of just playing a safety perk right there, just on the off shot that we have to do some drugs. Maybe we won't actually pick up any disease or addiction, because once we get addiction, that will be with us the rest of the run. Now, we do have just 1 more level up, and I am actually really torn whether I want to go to the gun nut tree or if I want to go armor. So that is going to be saved for now. We'll pick that up at the next episode, and I'm gonna try to figure out exactly what I want to do to my armor and just hopefully go from there and determine what perk we want to do. But for now, we do have the first rank of chem resistant. We're just 2 ranks away from being completely immune to getting addicted, so we'll definitely want to take that very soon. So even though it goes against everything, every fiber in my body about leaving a level up flashing and blinking down there, we are going to leave it just for the moment. So thanks for watching, and thanks for joining. And until next time, powering off.